Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be ranking all the round change music within Call of Duty Zombies. This was a request by one of you guys from the last ranking video that I did, and I thought, hey, that sounds pretty cool, so I thought, why not? So this list is going to be entirely my opinion alone, just like I mentioned in a prior ranking video where I ranked the Perca-Cola songs. This is going to be subjective because music in its nature is subjective. I am ranking these basically off of my first instincts or my knee-jerk reactions because I pretty much know without having to necessarily stress out about it too much that if I like a certain round change song or not. Now, not every map has its own unique round change and some have multiple. So what I'm going to be doing for this list is I'm going to be taking multiple round change themes that are different enough and giving them their own place, even if they're on the exact same map. And then ones that are basically very similar, I'm just going to pick like one or two examples and play that just for that slot alone. I believe I have every possible combination of round changes based off of circumstances that can happen in game, but if I do miss one, feel free to let me know. So with all that being said, if you guys end up enjoying the video, please drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see me rank next time. But let's get on with the ranking. So coming in at last place, this is going to be the round change for Voyage of Despair. So here is the thing with Voyage, is that it's not even remotely bad. This is going to be more rather a list about what I just prefer more. There's not exactly a bad round change song, honestly, that I was able to listen to throughout this entire time when I was trying to get the research. It's just that in comparison to some of the other really cool ones, this one just seems boring in comparison. I'm not like, oh wow, that sounds really cool. It's more rather like, I'm like, oh, there was a round change? I wasn't even noticing, I was just zoning out. Next on the list is Tag Der Toten from Black Ops 4. Now, Treyarch's sound design team is amazing, but I will say this, is that because this is towards the end of Black Ops 4, and they were starting to cut the budget for COD Zombies, I can't help but also feel that what I'm listening to is recycled sounds, and I've heard these sounds before in other maps. They just sound way too familiar to not be. And so this round change just feels more of the same, which is why I don't exactly prefer it. I think they were also recycling sounds come this point in Black Ops 4, so this one's just like, eh. Next is going to be the round change from 9 from Black Ops 4. The mythology sound is not that bad, but I just don't like the gladiators moaning in the background. Like, I want to listen to music and not a whole bunch of dudes moaning in my ear. Next on the list, and it's kind of sad to say this because the predecessor of this map is so much higher on the list, this is Blood of the Dead. Very rarely do I use this word, but this is the embodiment of mid. This song isn't bad, but I just do not care, because this song just feels like it's so basic. It feels safe. It doesn't like reel me in like Mob of the Dead song did, and I get that this is trying to go for that same like ambient feel, but it just is piss poor in comparison is what it feels like. Next is the round change for the Giant in Black Ops 3. So this one I like a lot more. It fits the Giant very well, unlike the one for Blood, where I feel like it doesn't really fit the map that well. And I would say that this one, when I'm listening to it in the background, I'm like, okay, I can listen to that and it makes sense. Because traditionally when I listen to a round change, I want the round change to sound like something I would experience musical-wise in the setting I'm in, and this one just fits. It works much better. Next is D Machine from Cold War Zombies. Now, even though this one feels safe in comparison to what it could be, it at least ends up matching the theme of what I feel like that Treyarch was trying to go with, which was a return to form for COD Zombies, because this was taking place in essentially Nocturne Toten, and I'm assuming that they wanted to get that classic Zombies feel, so they went with something that sounded a lot like that you would hear if you were playing on Nocturne Toten. Now, for this one, I gotta clarify something. So, this is going to be the round change from Shino Numa, but this is specifically in the Black Ops 3 Chronicles version, because, fun fact, we did not get a round change for COD Zombies until Mob of the Dead. From Nocturne Toten in World at War to Die Rise in Black Ops 2, it was the exact same round change that entire time. So this is going to actually be one that was not originally for Shino and was made specifically just for the Chronicles version. So first of all, this gets brownie points just because of the fact that it's a new track, and it's unique to this version of the map, because Jason didn't need to do that. He could have just kept the original because it was all the way back in World at War, but he decided to give us a new round change anyway. This track gives essentially like a mystery, if you will, where if this were playing, like, let's just say, in a movie or something like that, I would be like, okay, the character's in a place that he shouldn't be, and he's either being stalked by something, or he's gonna find something when stumbling across the swamp or the forest he's in. That is the vibe I'm essentially getting from the round change in the Chronicles version of Shino Numa. Now, this hurts my heart a little bit, but it's the honest truth. The next round change is Origins, and I wish it were higher, but I have to put it here. I'm just not a big fan of the metal clanging in the background. I get that they want to do a steampunk feel to the map, but the round change is just not it for me. I love Origins as a map, I really do, but I don't really care for its round change. Next is Revelations from Black Ops 3. The Revelations round change sounds very outer space-like, very outside of this world type of sound. Now, the funny thing is that, fun fact actually, with Revelations, since it's a conglomerate of other past Zombies maps, this unique track is only going to play if you are on the spawn room island specifically, because all the other parts of the map that are the older COD Zombies maps, if you were in that specific area in Revelations, you get that map's round change music. So if you're in Origins on Revelations, you get the Origins track. If you're in Shangri-La, you get the Shangri-La track, and etc., and etc. So this only happens pretty much in one location for Rev, which does knock it down a peg in comparison to what it could be if it were everywhere. I mean, hey, at least it's unique. Next is Ascension from Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles. So the Ascension one makes me feel empowered. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about to kick some zombie ass with my Russian buddy Nikolai over here, and I'm gonna stab the zombie in the face with a sickle. This one, for some reason, feels fun and not necessarily like scary or ambient. And that's fine. If we're not gonna necessarily get a scary round change, I at least want to have one that empowers me. Next is gonna be Forsaken from Cold War Zombies. So if Revelation sounds like it comes from outer space, this one sounds like it comes out from a flat another dimension, because this one is funky sounding. Like, a joke I can use to describe this, even though this doesn't exactly make the most amount of sense in the world, but you can at least envision it. This would be like if Rick and Morty in an episode went over to a dimension where the entire gimmick was music, and this is the stuff you would hear when you're interacting with the aliens and the other extraterrestrial people when they were in the dimension with you. Next on the list is going to be Moon from Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles. Just like the last two, this one's funky, this one sounds out of this world, quite literally, and I like it. It, in a way, feels nostalgic, even though technically it never was in the original Moon, but it does feel like if it ever was in the original Moon, it would be a perfect fit. It feels new and nostalgic at the same time. Next is Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache's song is just the normal COD Zombie song, but medieval style. The slight change and the slight tweaks in the audio make it feel almost in a way relaxing, and I'm like, oh, well, it's basically the exact same song, but just without the angst. Next is Zetsubo no Shima. So Zetsubo ends up changing things up on you like halfway through. So towards the beginning and the end, it sounds cool, and there's that part in the middle where it's like just slightly off-putting for just like the briefest of seconds where it's like, I don't know, it's just like jarring. It throws you off and it like throws you through a loop for a second. Next in the list is Ancient Evil from Black Ops 4. So of all the Chaos maps, this one does the mythological sound or idea for its round change the best in my opinion. Because they were trying to do that with Voyage and they were trying to do that with 9, but 9's is just annoying and Voyage's just kind of just falls flat. This one is executed, in my opinion, the best. So here is pretty much the only good thing to come out Alpha Omega, and that's the round change. Alpha Omega's round change sounds cool because it goes from this happy song to this really creepy song all of a sudden at the end. It's like the song got corrupted, and that makes it very jarring, but in a cool way. It's like as if the game were talking to you and being like, remember, you're not safe here. And it's a really weird feeling, but it's the truth. And fun bonus fact, in case you guys didn't know this, the part in the middle where it's like whoosh, 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 I don't know how to describe it, but you know, the whooshing sound, that was supposed to be a part of a original version of a round change for Transit back in the alpha/beta phases. It's just that they cut it from Transit and they reused it later in Alpha Omega instead. Next is Classified, or essentially the remake of 5 in Black Ops 4. Now, with 5 being taken very seriously to the goofy vibe of Classified, it really didn't translate well for a lot of players, including myself. I feel like one thing that's allowed to be kind of goofy or cheesy is the round change, because this one's fun, and later on in the game, as the rounds get longer and longer before it changes, you're barely going to hear this sound anyway. It's going to happen anywhere from like every couple of minutes to like every few hours, depending on whether or not you're going for like around 30 or around 150. Next is Firebase Z from Cold War. Firebase Z's round change would be like the equivalent of the same noise and the same music or feeling that I would get when the Panzer would first spawn in on Black Ops 2 Origins. That same sort of mechanical, like, threatening sound that it makes. It would basically be the equivalent if the Panzer had its own round-specific music. Now, you guys remember how at the beginning of the video I said that some maps have multiple round change songs? Well, now we're at the point in the video where some maps are going to be showing their face twice, because now we're going back to 9 on Black Ops 4, because there is for some reason a completely different round change theme when you were underneath of the map and you were in the basement. Here is that track. Just by where you're standing in the map, like Revelations, but within its own map, you get a completely much better sounding track if you're just near the Pack-a-Punch in the basement. I don't know why. For some reason, this is something that I feel like is unique to 9, because this doesn't happen in any other map besides technically Revelations, and I think that this is really cool. Next is the round change for Mauert or Toten in Cold War. The Mauert or Toten round change music is badass. It sounds very grungy and mean almost. It's like, yeah, this is COD Zombies, motherfucker, deal with it. It's like, I don't know why, but there's just so much emotion behind it. Next is Dead of the Night from Black Ops 4. So Dead of the Night is like the combination of the cheesiness from the Classified round change, and then the mythology feel because of the fact that this is within the Chaos story. The round change music feels like if the Chaos crew had a Halloween-themed map, and that's what I think of when I listen to this. I think of the werewolf, I think of the vampires, I think of all the cheesy 1920s stuff that is within this map. It doesn't necessarily make me think about the zombies, it more rather just makes me think about the spooky, scary elements of what I'm going to encounter while I'm playing. Next is the Zombie Chronicles version of Verrucht. Having the end of one round be the alarm, and the beginning of a new round be the lock and key of like a jail cell, is a really nice touch, because it gives Verrucht this trapped feeling. Verrucht is the scariest map within COD Zombies, and it got a round change, as it should, that fits the map and makes you want to shit your pants. Now next on the list is going to be Mob of the Dead, but specifically a version you may not always hear, which is going to be the round change while you're in Afterlife mode, because if you're in Afterlife while the round change is happening, you get a completely different song. So here's that version. Essentially, it's just normal Mob of the Dead, but with Mongolian throat singing in the background. Next on the list is going to be Shangri-La from Zombies Chronicles and Black Ops 3. This is the perfect round change music for when you want to be immersed in COD Zombies. Like, if I'm playing on Shangri-La and I get that round change, I'm going to feel like I'm actually at Shangri-La. I love how that Jason went out of his way to remake all the old round change themes for any of the older maps. It was a really, really nice touch that he didn't need to do, but it's very much appreciated. This one works for Shangri-La, and it makes me want to play only Black Ops 3 Shangri-La sometimes. Next on the list is Garage Crovy. If killing zombies with your Russian comrades was a theme song, I would want it to be the round change of Garage Crovy. Next is going to be Keener der Toten from Zombies Chronicles. It's simple, but it works. I like it, it's nice. There really isn't much to be said. Next is the original Mob of the Dead round change. And now you guys know why that Mob of the Dead is so much higher on the list in comparison to something like, let's say, Blood of the Dead, because the amount of immersion that you get with this subtle sound is ridiculous. I know that whenever I'm playing Mob of the Dead and I hear this, I'm going to be fully locked in and ready to go because this one grabs my attention. I don't necessarily have to look for the sound reels me back in and makes me play the game. Next in the list is going to be Buried from Black Ops 2. Now, out of all the songs that we've listened to thus far, for some reason, whenever I'm not playing and I'm just like out and about in my normal day, this is like the only song that will sometimes appear back in my mind. It's probably because it's linked with nostalgia, because the first thing I think of when I hear that is memories. I remember playing Buried with my buddies after high school all the time, and we would just go into the Juggernaut hallway and we would just shoot and survive as long as we can. That's probably why I like this so much, is because of the fact that I remember those good times. I didn't intentionally try to think that way, it just happened. Maybe I just played a lot of Buried, and this is just burned in my mind, but for whatever reason, this is just the one that stuck. See, the funny thing about that, too, is that Buried's not even my favorite map. It's up there, but it's not even my favorite. And then next on the list is going to be the original round change song for Zombies, from Nocturne Toten and World at War, all the way to Die Rise in Black Ops 2. Now, because this one spanned so many games for several years, it's of course going to be the most recognizable and therefore iconic, and I do love this one. It's simple, it's easily recognizable, it's scary, it's immersive, it's a great and pretty much perfect round change song, but it's not quite number one. Now, you might be surprised to hear that because we're towards the end of the list. What is the one single map that I have left out that could possibly be better than the original? It spanned the most amount of games, it's the most recognizable. What is number one on the list? Well, my friends, that belongs to this wonderful gem. It belongs to Shadows of Evil. The music on SOE is perfect. One of my favorite genres of music is jazz music. I love this map for its music. The jazz and the round change that comes with it is just amazing. It's just so beautiful to hear. It makes me happy, man. But yeah, guys, that has been my ranking of every single COD Zombies round change song from worst to best. And I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. If there is a specific thing you guys want me to rank in the future for COD Zombies, just let me know via the comment section down below. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers you're ever going to see. Thanks for watching, guys. I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords, Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the Eternal God Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!